Ain't got no key, I push the start to start my week. I'm in this photo, pour so photogenic. All I know is to go get it. Shoot my shot, now I ain't gon' miss it. All I know is to go get it. All my life I've been a go-getter. All I know is to go get it. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Photo, pour so photogenic. All my life I've been a go-getter. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
This defense for the Broncos, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Hunter. The open man here, Renfro. 7 yards there and a first down.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Hunter. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 38-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 38. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Slant to Adams. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And able to work his way down to the 16. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
That swung out wide to Sanders.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up second down. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence and allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. Looking to throw on second down. Hunter escaping the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Hunter. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive. Stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the fourth down.
The kick by Carlson is good, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Got a man, that's Ward.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
The Broncos at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one. Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Franks. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Merritt.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Baron Browning, the one who brought him down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Hunter.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Justin Simmons.
And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Here we go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Broncos. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season.
And the Broncos have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
Throwing on first down. Hunter. Completing it here to Marvin Jones.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, Hunter. And this one is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Back to throw again. Man open, here is Jones. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! Darren Waller from 8 yards out.
And the Raiders have retaken the lead.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score Raiders 10, Broncos 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake. Here's Franks. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. It's incomplete. Took a shot. Couldn't connect.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Franks now. That'll be caught by St. Brown. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Setting up play action. Franks. Into a sea of defenders have intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
On 1st down, Sanders not finding a whole lot as he'll get forward for about 3.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. To throw on 2nd down. Hunter got a man. It's Darren Waller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big completion there against double coverage. And Charles, one of those guys had a pick on him earlier.
Yeah, so he didn't allow that to deter him at all, did he? In fact, it probably was a challenge. Okay, you got to pick me 4. It's my turn now to make the big play. And that's exactly what he did.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
To throw. Hunter. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau.
And the Raiders are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
White. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. Sanders will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. This time able to hold on to the football, but not much room to run. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Forced out to his left. And he finds Waller in the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Carlson on for the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7.
Makes the score Raiders 17, Broncos 7.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
At their own 47-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Off play action. Hunter. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The slant connects with Devontae Adams. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And the lead will hold at 10. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now Franks. He'll get this one to the Golden Dome. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Raiders pick it up. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hunter. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's only able to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down. Hunter. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Room here to run. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Miles Sanders, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Raiders are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Davante Adams with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others.
And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
Off the bounce, it's picked up inside the 10. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And it'll end there as he goes out of bounds, but a heck of a return all the way inside the opposite 40. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, they look up at the scoreboard, facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
And they go play action with Franks.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
But Franks looking to throw.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. And the Raiders are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
112 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll go again with Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And some room to roam now.
They nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. First down, here's White, and he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. To throw on 3rd down, Hunter. And that is incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
But you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers getting together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Carlson able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every...
And now here is another interception.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for them. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Another run with Sanders. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
A give running left. It's Sanders. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 3rd down, Hunter. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ballgame, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Looking to throw. Franks. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Working out of the gun, Franks. He'll get that complete to Alberto.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Albert Okuedunon.
62 yards.
And the Broncos are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now down to 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Off the play fake, Hunter. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hunter. Out route. He finds his man. It's Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain. 16 yards there and a first down again.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 168 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Hunter. Caught on the right side by Jones. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Hunter. He wants it all for the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but
the self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Ready? Now a play fake here on first down. And my goodness, another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
And some room to maneuver. It's a gain of 34.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Off play action. Franks.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right here.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play. Just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
That's to his running back, complete. And he will be out of bounds, well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively. Well, you feel the excitement build on those fourth down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on fourth down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on fourth down. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it is starting to appear, thankfully for them, that this is the week they're going to put it all together and end that long losing streak. They're not home yet, but in control in the fourth quarter. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Going right side is White. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. A group of Broncos there combined to bring him down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Let's go now.
On second down, they'll run with White. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The Raiders on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is third down and 12. On the draw, here's Sanders. And it's a fumble.
Miles Sanders, the ball carrier. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the offense.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a fourth down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Returning it, here's Hamler. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Second down, Franks.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they will take a knee here. And they'll indeed take a knee. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. And they take a knee. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to